Would Judge Tuthill have made a different decision if he had known what San Francisco officials knew about Dr. Hagenow? Or would he have still made the decision that unleashed this deadly woman in his city? This is Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today is January 25th. Welcome to the Sisyphean Journal, where we look at women's abortion deaths and try to get discussions going about how these deaths could be prevented. Preferably, I would say, by preventing the abortion in the first place. But if the woman goes ahead anyway, how do we stand between her and quackery? Well, today we are looking at a chance that was passed by. And that was the chance to prosecute and lock up Dr. Louise Hagenow. So let's go back and follow the chain of events, shall we? Which started on January 23rd of 1891. A saloon keeper named Joseph went to a Dr. Dietrich and summoned him to Schaefer's Hotel in Chicago to attend to an ailing woman. 23-year-old Minnie was very sick after she and Hoffman had sought out an abortion. Dr. Dietrich prescribed an oral medication and an alcohol and carbolic acid solution that was to be applied externally. However, Joseph got confused and gave Minnie the carbolic acid to drink. He went quickly and summoned Dr. Dietrich again. Dr. Dietrich pumped Minnie's stomach, but the damage had already been done, and she died on January 25th. Now, even though implicating himself meant a crime, he could be prosecuted as an accessory to murder. Joseph Hoffman told doctors that he and Minnie had secretly married and come to the city to procure the services of a doctor he referred to as Mrs. Hagenow. The coroner's jury concluded that ultimately Minnie had died because of the abortion, because it set in motion the chain of events that led to her death. And abortion itself was illegal just for perpetrating an abortion. The abortions could be locked up and taken out of circulation. The coroner's jury could not conclusively determine that it had been Dr. Hagenow who had perpetrated the abortion, and they ordered her held to the grand jury. Now, the fact that the name was close, Hagenow versus Hagenow, and the fact that Joseph Hoffman was able to lead police to the right place, I would think would be sufficient evidence. But maybe they just weren't aware that Hagenow was already a very prolific abortionist who had fled San Francisco because the authorities there kept prosecuting her for abortion deaths, trying to get a verdict of guilty instead of one hung jury after another. Hagenow had been implicated in 4 abortion deaths in San Francisco. And that's when she relocated to Chicago and found a much more congenial atmosphere among law enforcement and the judicial system. Hagenow's attorney, John King, requested a writ to have her released. Judge Tuthill, quote, readily granted it, saying the verdict was an admission and an exhibition of ignorance, and that Mrs. Hagenow should not have spent an hour in jail. So, Tuthill released Dr. Hagenow to continue to ply her trade in Chicago, and she was subsequently implicated in more than a dozen abortion deaths. Judge Tuthill, did you regret that choice? I would love to know.